Alright, let's try this again. Instead of using the Windows game bar, the Xbox game bar for recording, I'm now going to use OBS, which is a bit more of a professional setup. Okay, so this is my character. What you may have seen if you watched any of the previous video, but may not have, was I upgraded some of the armor. I added a helmet and gloves, I think it was. But because there's no audio, if you made it to that part of the video, I'm very impressed. So I'm going to re-explain this. So the game itself is designed around co-op. What you can do is you can set up a private game that is saved locally. So this is if you're playing on your own. You can host a public game that still saves locally. So this is the idea being is that the host of the game owns the save for the world, not the specific characters. I believe you can bring your characters between worlds. I haven't done that yet. And then obviously join is you can join somebody else's game. Now the game is designed around co-op, which means that the world itself has the story progression built into it, not the characters themselves. So if, for instance, Paul had a world of his own that he'd be playing privately and then he hosted, we could join, and we would join at the point in the story he's progressed to. But if we then progress the story, his world would progress as well. And the important part there is that it means that you can play as a group and have each of you roleplay whatever roles you want. Like, for instance, I could be the guy that stays back at base, builds up the houses, builds up the weapons shop, while other people go and either do resource collection or adventure. So for our group, like I could happily do the blacksmithing section. Paul could be the adventurer that progresses the various storylines, and Jay could be the healer, and Rich could go away and do collection, and Andy could flip-flop between the two, or the various roles rather. And you can change at any time, it's not locked in. But what it means is you can allow for everybody's particular interests. You do have to do a little bit of growth within the bases. You do have to actually go and build some things in order to be able to progress your gear, but it's nowhere near as much as other survival craft games. It's very much a side part of the game. And I'll get into my save and show you. So I've got a save here, and if you watch the previous video, you see I renamed it to Eternia because the naming system wasn't working at first. But you can create multiple worlds, kind of like Minecraft. But we'll just go in. It takes a minute to load, but it has already pre-compiled all of its shaders on game launch, so it shouldn't take too long. It's a very pretty game. I only have the settings on balanced at the moment because I found that if I'm going to record at the same time as playing, my CPU likes to heat up and do a fast reset of the whole machine, whereas when I'm playing without recording, I can run this on the highest settings without any problems. But it's still a very pretty game otherwise. Remember, this is a voxel-based game. And this is my little dude here, Mr. Bethel. And I have various gear, so the torch, big old club of clubs, the old bow, which I won't fire because I've got limited arrows, a sword, which I don't need to carry around with me actually. These are bombs, so these actually allow for terraforming and obviously hurting enemies. This is water that you pick up, and that helps you regen stamina. I'll show you in a bit. And then there's the magic part of the game. So this is a wand, which is more of a ranged attack. But because it's one-handed, you can still keep your shield up. It has become very useful. One of the other things you have is 2 hotbars. So if you press Alt, you flip between the two. This is a magic wand, a staff rather. But these require ammo, which I'll re-explain in a moment. And then you have food. Which in the top left, you see that I'm rested. You get a 15-minute rest as a base rested state, and I'll go through resting in a minute. Then you have 3 foods categories, and this is very similar to Valheim for those of you that have played that. For instance, if I eat this berry, there's the sweet, then there's the meat, which I've already got some food on, so it won't let me overdo it. That's uncooked meat, so I'll have to cook that. And then there's also like mushrooms for the 3rd category. Bandages are how you heal. Your health does not regen, so you've got that, and you've got health potions. And this is a shroud flask, which I'll explain in a bit. Right, so this essentially it's your base center. You need one of these in order to be able to put down buildings. This is the thing that progresses in the world. It's sort of like your save point, so to speak. You don't go to it to save, but it represents how far your world has progressed in its story arcs. So the altar itself, I've got level 2 altar, and it tells me the size of the build area I can build within. And in order to be able to upgrade it, I need to take the flame to level 2 and build these shroud cores, which during the last playthrough I actually learned how to build those. And so in order to be able to take the flame to level 2, I need all these resources. Sparks I haven't found yet. I'm not sure where to get that. I have all the rest of them in boxes, but the spark is new. And then skill points if you want to reset your skills, which I will take you through now. So you have a backpack, your basic pockets. Mine are full at the moment, so I will have to go and empty them into things. You have the world map. As you can see, this is a preview only part of the game, so not the whole thing. It's like I came up to this wall here and it said this is not available in the preview, so this game is going to be very big, because look how big this is. I mean, I'm just dragging around. I haven't even found the top. Yeah, there it is. But like, this is a big game. This is just the preview part of the game. So I've got those. And it's not a procedurally generated world. It is a curated map. And there are like little waypoints here telling you where to go for things. So these vaults, you'll see I've got ticks on. These vaults are like cryostasis pods. If you get there, defeat the bad guys, and then save the craftsperson on the left, then they will sit in your base and essentially unlock different tiers of craftables. And I'll go through that in a sec. And the Cinder Vault is where you start. So essentially, you wake up out of cryostasis, and you're like the first awake. And it's not cryo; it's like a magical stasis, but still. And then you have elixir wells. So these are inside the shroud. These are the things you need to destroy in order to be able to remove some of the shroud. And then you have Ancient Spire. This is like a main waypoint within the map. And then resource locations like small flint mine is an area where there's a lot of flint. It's very useful. These are towns that have been found. I've investigated and then gone and cleared of the shroud. So these were covered in shroud. And because I cleared out the bad guys, the shroud starts disappearing. I'll cover the shroud in a sec. Journal, quests, usual stuff. The stars mean there's multiple steps to the quest. So here's like, go find this hunter lady. She's in one of the cryostases. Second page is not available yet. If I show you an example of one of those, the blacksmith. So this was build a workbench, craft some stuff, craft a construction hammer, and then build some stuff. So that different progressions along one story arc. We've been told, we found a piece of paper or something that told us about, oh no, it's the alchemist that told us about it, that there's a secret piece of magic somewhere, and the reward is this plus some XP, and this is like a type of magic. Now, he did say that it's been protected by an abomination, so that should be an interesting story to do. And then there's various other ones. So I think gold one's a primary story arc. Blue is like a if you want it. These ones are just notes you found that told you there was some loot somewhere. Crafting. So in the crafting section, this is what I can craft just with whatever's on my body. So like another flame altar if I want another building, another construction area, construction hammer which you need for building, summoning staff. I'll explain if I manage to go get another ally, because that's part of that. Bandages for healing, string for everything, campfires and stuff for cooking food and staying warm and light, and then various weapons and stuff, and then some basic clothing. You'll notice the way they show the things you can craft is they say rags. It's like, this is a set of armor. It says there are 3 items in this, and then above it are the various ones you can craft. So these are a set, so you can craft them individually, but rather than having rag top, rag trousers, rag shoes, and then this list being massively long, they just have it grouped. Backpack you've seen before, so this is all the stuff that I picked up, and these are my action bars currently. So I have an empty slot and an action bar here, so I could put something there if I wanted. Let's put some tomatoes there. Don't need to, but in fact I'll carry the wand actually. I need to bring some ammo for it. Character sheet. So obviously as I said before, I've upgraded the armor now, so I've had 2 levels of armor, and you'll see the armor has various stats on it. But I also haven't enhanced them. So some armor you can enhance at one of the crafting stations. But I have an example of that, I think. So, did I enhance that? There we go. I enhanced this mace with some cutting damage somehow. And essentially that's what these things are for, these runes. You use them to spend on enhancements of weapons, and weapons have specific slots that allow you to spend runes on enhancements. It's kind of like socketing within Diablo. And you have a glider, which I've had to build, and a grappling hook. You'll see these are essential for traversing the map. And then I found these rings just in boxes. And because the map is, or because the engine is voxel based, you can dig, and there are hidden stashes of things underground. So we'll probably see some of that in a bit. If I've carried my pickaxe, which I do, it's always good to have pickaxe. Also, so that if you end up stuck, you can, dig a set of stairs to get out and things. Right, skill tree. Skill tree is not just a linear tree; it is essentially a skill web. And they have these names on the side to indicate what the roots are, but you can do whatever you want. The only one I've really invested in, I've got a load of extra points, I didn't realise, is the jump attack. This allows me to jump up and then slam a weapon down, and it does like an aero effect, which is very useful. Also does knockback. The double jump was what I was going to invest in, because apparently it does look useful, but I think I need to have a better look around some of the stuff. There is also a glider ability, I think, that would allow me to boost my glider. I'm not sure where that is. I might have a look at this later. I'm not sure where that one is. But just to give you a basic idea, athlete is obviously things that allow you to like jump around and have better endurance and spawn a health orb after defeating an enemy with a sneak attack. Well, that would be useful because your health, as I said before, does not regenerate. And then you have like the Jay's track, the healer. Essentially, as a wizard, as a cleric. And because obviously you can go sideways along it, you could invest in here and then go, I'd like to also have a few abilities in blink, so like teleports. You then have the Paul corner, the tank warrior barbarian corner, with all the big smacky attacks, shockwave and heavy specialization and stuff. And then you have the wizard corner, which I would like to go down. I've only really started investing in magic, because then like from a tool set point of view, because obviously finding a big stick and hitting something with it is a lot easier early in the game. But I will invest in this area myself. We have the rich corner, the assassin trickster corner. So a lot of updraft, that's the one. That's something I'd like to unlock. That allows you to be able to travel more with your glider, which I'll explain in a bit. Yeah, so as you can see, battle mage is normally my area. But I haven't really looked too much into these. Sorry, I am flicking between them quickly, so you might not have time to read them, but you can pause the video if you need to. Okay, cool. So, let's talk about the rested states. This is my original house that I built, my little bed, some storage boxes, all sorts of junk that I've got in them. They do have stack limits, but let's see if I can put some of this stuff away. So these, worth mentioning, so these are staffs, or staves rather, same as this one over here that I've got, which is a new one I've just crafted as that unlocked. It's more powerful, but they need ammo. So you have ones like this that have infinite ammo, but they're small damage, and then ones like this, you have canes and staves like this that take these sort of ammo. And this is where your various magic routes go. So you've got, as you can see, ice bolts, fire, and they do a certain amount of damage, but then also healing. So there's one that route J would go down, and this produces a healing orb. And if I show an example, in fact, take those two, one damage and one heal. And if I go to this, it's defaulted to fire. Much better range than this. It looks like it goes far, but it's actually quite short range. Oh, I did not know it actually blew the grass away. It's cool. But then this has to charge up. Much more damage. Much bigger blast area. But then if I go back to here and equip the healing orb, it actually produces a healing thing that, since I'm the only ally around here, they auto-track me, which is very nice. And like I imagine it's playing as a group, that would be a Jay's Mercy build. I'm going to put up the healer one over here because I've not been a healer, but I might keep the fire around because I've not really used it, which will be fun. I'm just going to drop some resources around so I'm not constantly carrying them. Don't want that sword. I need to cook that. I'll show that in a second. The various things I picked up and crafted. This was the armor I crafted before, and this was an axe I picked up. It actually ended up being less damage than my standard sword, so that's a 14, but it is split between blunt and cutting. Whereas I've got this as a 16, which has a bit of a distribution. So depending on the type of enemies you're going for, you might want to pick certain weapons. Sticks to just resources, things. So is wood. Oh, I have a spare. Let me go there. That's a 21. That's 24. Yeah. Different arrow types. So you have to equip the ones you want. So you equip or unequip for when you're shooting with your bow. And these are just rocks for resource collection. So I'll get rid of those in the appropriate box. And shroud wood is wood from trees within the shroud. So essentially when you're in danger. And resins from trees, and that's used like a glue for different resources. So torches are invaluable, so make sure you've got a spare. So I've got one in my hotbar and one in there. Obviously heal potions are also very useful. I've just crafted a load of those, so I've got spares. So yeah, let me demonstrate the food mechanic. So in here you'll see that in the top left you've got the rested. So I've got a 16-minute rest buff, and it's not going down because I'm in my home. And essentially, because I'm sheltered, because there's a roof above me, I'm warm because there's fires here, and this building has amenities like a bed that set me up for comfort level 11. This is a category 2 bed, so the comfort level is better. And if I slept in this, it would help me restore my rested state. I don't think it heals you though. I think healing is only done through medicine and bandages. But for cooking, you'll see that the hotbar now only highlights the items that can be cooked, which is this. Hold down the button, you cook it. Very similar to Valheim, if anyone's played that. It does, there we go. It becomes a cooked version, and it goes on the stack of the cooked ones I have in the other position on the hotbar. And I have no other cookable food, so I just walk away. And my food has depleted, top left, those 3 circles, so I'll have a tomato that I just found. You can grow these things. I haven't got into that yet. I'll have some meat, and I don't know if I've got any berries on me. I do not. So those will do for now. Various things I have found. Let's put some rocks in here. I do need to go through and organise all my boxes, to be honest. Some tar, so again, it's another crafting resource. That stuff can all go in there, because we're just going to go off adventuring. I do like to close my doors. This is the workshop that I built. So essentially, once you start getting your blacksmith and stuff, you need to go somewhere. And these are guys I've rescued. So they essentially unlock different tiers of crafting. You'll notice in the top left, my rest is going down because there's no warmth in here. The smithing station doesn't count. This is the first crafting table you build. And you build various construction blocks, weapons, and comfort. So like fireplaces, there's only one type at the moment, but tables, you've got your various table types. And your glider and your grappling hook. First things you should try and find, or build rather. So, quick thing on to construction then. You build blocks of resources. There's a bit of a weird mechanism, but essentially go and collect a load of resources, convert them into blocks, which I have some in here. Here we go. I've got some wooden blocks and some stone blocks. And what you can do then, oh yeah, I need the hammer as well. Oh yeah, it wasn't there. There we go. Once you build yourself a construction hammer, you can then go into your construction menu. You see at the bottom of the screen, there's a list of things that I can build. Now these are roofs, and I don't have a roofing block on me. But if I hold Alt, scroll then goes vertically rather than horizontally as it is now. And what you have is the different size of items. So you've got basic shapes, actual pre-designed construction items that are 2 meters by in squared, and then you have 4 meters squared, and then you have different roofing types of sizes, and then various terrain changes. So should you want to morph the land, I don't know if there are more, whether you get more later on, but as an example, so if we go here, if I was to build a wall with a window in, like this is a half wall, this will be made of wood. On the right hand side of the screen, you see materials. If I hold down Control and scroll, I can change the material type. Let's say you get between like stone and wood. So you can still build all the same things with different materials, and there are various material types. I've only built these 2 material types for what I needed, but there are others. I don't know if they have strength. I would imagine they have strength differences. I haven't been raided yet. I don't know if that happens. Pretty sure it doesn't, but if I was to build a base in the Shroud, I'm sure it would. And if I go to the same thing, you can see there's a full wall with a window. And you can build them anywhere you want, really. Within is where I go for it. Now, let's just get rid of the big old thing. Something small. Here we go. This red line. So do you see it? This red line that's appearing around. This is my 80 by 80 by 80 zone. But when you upgrade the torch in the middle, the fire, that zone grows. Now, obviously, I don't need any more than this at the moment. I have a house for resting in and cooking in, and then I have my workshop for putting in things. Important note is that when you save these guys, you find them in their cryopods, you have to place them in your base somewhere to use them. And certain crafts are only available when they feel they are in a rested state. So this guy, for instance, he needed one of the things he had up here that I wasn't able to build. So I can remember what it is. Yeah, see, he needed to be sheltered, which means he needed a roof over his head. So I had to build a roof on originally. So I placed him before I built the roof, and he wouldn't build this for me. So when they feel more comfortable, then they'll work for me. And as you can see, he can produce all sorts of things like additional manufacturing units, different types of axes. In fact, I need to build one of these. I need to get some scraps. One of these and the better pickaxe. Better shield. You saw I had that earlier. That's a magical shield, so it works the same way. It looks kind of holographic, but essentially it's a shield that focuses on magical blocking rather than armor. And I don't know if weight is a thing, so maybe that's a difference for mages. Basic one-handed weapon, don't bother with that. You find weapons all over the place. And then dishes, which I have crafted some ceramic ones. I'm not going to waste any metal on metal ones. And then enhancements is what I was talking before about having slotable positions. So if I'm holding these runes, which I think I have 3 on, 3 on me. If I had 12, I could add +2 magic protection for this. Sorry, yeah, protection, projection. Get my reading right today. That's a good point. Where are my glasses? And that's me opening a bag, not my fly. Let's see if these clean. Good enough. Right. So, and then I can also do back to my manual crafting. So this is where it's nothing to do with him. Get my glasses on right before I actually continue. And then you can see in your backpack what resources you've got and whether you need to, get more. So, and then this guy, he unlocks various things like health potions, different Shroud survival flasks, the ammo for the staves. This is unlocked. There's a grinding stone to unlock a different resource type, and there are various resource types here. These require a mortar. I haven't found out how to make a mortar yet, so that's probably going to be one of today's objectives. Shroud cores. This is new. So I was picking up these spores all over the place, but I didn't know how to turn them into cores because the core is what you need to upgrade the flame. And now I know, because this is what I did last session when the audio didn't record. That's the cane that I built that you saw me use. And then you've got the magic, the wizard's armor over here. And this would be useful for anyone using magic because it enhances your mana. Now, I haven't actually seen a mana bar anywhere yet, so I'm not sure how that system works. But we'll see. And then books, it's decorative. You can go and destroy books and get old books and then come and build them into different types you want for decorations, which I might do in a bit. It's nice if you want to build like a magician's, bookcase area. That's a good point if there's a bookcase. I'm just going to clean my glasses. And that is it from a crafting point of view. As you can see, there's a day-night cycle, so it's getting dark. I could do with some more light in it, to be honest. I've only got one torch. Especially if I'm going to go get another craftsperson, which is what I'll probably do for this session as well. There we go, clean glasses. I did build an upstairs, because I figured I'd be expanding, so I built a veranda, so to speak. That's not closed as much as I thought it was. That's interesting, so I haven't built that roof quite perfect. Oh, and obviously there's no door there, so... Right, let's dump some resources, because one of the biggest problems I have at the moment is the actual carry capacity. I haven't managed to find how to build a backpack, what do you call it, enhancement. This type of box, if you notice, has got 3 rows. It's a tier 2 box. There's a tier 1 basic stick box, only 2 rows. Put my shroud core in there. I'm going to keep that, keep that, keep that, keep that, keep that. Is there room for health potions in there? There is not. Is there anything in here I want to keep? I mean, that's always useful for making stuff, so... String and torn cloth is used for making bandages, which is what you use to heal yourself. And there's torn cloth everywhere, so it's always good to have some string on you. In fact, I'll take some torn cloth just to make space for these. I guess I'll keep those arrows as well then. And a torch, salt. I don't want to carry salt with me. Can I put that somewhere? There's nothing I'm going to throw away either. I kind of want all that. Alright, let's just make another box. Alright. Box. Storage is done from this. I think. Yeah, storage. Here we go. Category 2, nails and wood logs. This one. I do need to go through and sort and name all of these. Nails and wooden logs. So go here. Oh, I don't have enough nails. Can I make nails from this? Plenty of sheets. Do I need to talk to him to make nails? Nails. Oh, I need scraps.
Now get out!
Not the sheets. I'll take these scraps. There we go. Make some extra.
You still here?
Alright, storage, level 2. Yeah, we'll have 2 of them. It sits in your hotbar, and then you put them places, so I might put these ones, rotate them. I don't really want to put them over there. Shame we can't put them on the wall. Oh, there must be a building mechanic that'll allow me to do that. Alright, they can go here for now. Pretty sure I made 2. Oh yeah, because they don't stack, because they're too big. In your hotbar, that is, they will stack. Oh, and I can press X to clip them. There we go. Alright. Now, have some salt. In fact, you can have the nails as well. Wood. Right. I'm not going to carry them. These resource slots, these backpack slots are just essential. Lockpicks are used for opening special chests. These things will make bandages, arrows for arrow reasons. Pickaxe for saving your ass when you're stuck. I do not need that. And the axe is for chop down wood, which I don't need at the moment either, I don't think. So put that there. That's all cooked. Okay, ready to roll. The door mechanisms. Oh my god, I always do this. So the door close point is in the center, and sometimes if you do it too early, you get stuck in. You have to open it and come back out. Right, so my sheltered state isn't very good. So I'm just going to go in here, get the buffs I need. There we go. Quick